Hey Pisces, this is your oracle reading for November 2021. Pisces, November of 2021. Lady de los Muertos, accepting and equality. Divination of the Ancients message for Pisces, November of 2021. Crystal Ball, clarity. Divine Circus message for Pisces, November of 2021. Maven of Masks. Sacred Rebels message for Pisces, November of 2021. After the Storm. Shamanic Medicine message for Pisces, November of 2021. Stone People, knowing. Mystical Shaman message for Pisces, November of 2021. The Blade. Lady de los Muertos. You got this card last month in October, so it seems like you're still having to work with acceptance and equality, or some kind of underlying energy here with that. Continued from October into this month. So pale your step out of the night in red lace, full flowers upon your crown. You bring the beauty to death, the quality and joy of the underground. The iconic Lady of Death with a pale skull-like face, zombie eyes, and rich red funeral flowers in her hair has become one of the most recognizable symbols of Halloween and the Mexican Day of the Dead. El Dia de los Muertos. The original model for this flamboyant Lady of Death can be traced back to the ancient Aztec goddess Mictecacutl. As time went on, the figure remained balanced between beauty and horror and morphed into the Lady of the Dead and eventually into the more modern graphic figure of Katrina. It is also reported that the identity of the original Katrina was based on women who were very rich and had everything they wanted in this life. Yet death takes everyone equally, so it was a reminder that no matter how beautiful, rich, popular, or famous you were, in the end, death takes us all. The Mexican culture has a long-standing history of laughing at death and seeing it as just another aspect of life. In some ways, death is the last taboo in many Western cultures. We tend to hide away our dying, and some of us may never even see the body of someone who has passed in our whole lives, but this was a much more common occurrence in the past. Acknowledging the death is a natural process that will enter everyone's life at some time, and that perhaps until then we can choose to be life-affirming takes away much of the fear. Take a light approach to the situation initially, and it may work out better. If you're holding on to something that does not serve you any longer, in particular material things, simply simplify and let it go. Crystal Ball, clarity. Your wish to grow and move ahead has been heard, and the universe awaits your further instructions. You may think you know what you want at this time, but are unsure of how to ask for it or exactly what it is you should ask for. Remember, if your thinking is muddled, the universe cannot give you a clear response. This card comes to remind you that you must be absolutely crystal clear about what it is you actually desire. In order to bring it about, this is the foundation of the art of manifestation. Take time out to focus on the subject of your inquiry. At this time, clarity seeks you out and asks, what is it you really want to know? In order for me to clearly see with truth and love and clarity, the answer that revealed the all, I focus on the crystal ball. Be conscious of every word you speak and each thought you think. Concentrate on honoring your own special talents and interests. A clear sign will soon present itself in answer to your question. Be sure to keep on full alert. Crystal balls have been used for divination since Dr. John Dee, 1527 through 1608. Royal counselor for Elizabeth I. He used his crystal ball to aid her in communicating with the spirits. Gypsies tell the future by gazing into crystal balls. Today, crystal balls are also used as a focus to clear the mind in preparation for communication from spirit. Maiden of Masks. Who do you want to be? Try that self on for size. You might just discover another genuine facet of you, beyond your known identity. The Maiden of Masks tells you, act as you wish to be, and so you shall be. Have you ever felt the liberation of feeling like a different person when on a holiday, traveling in another part of the world, or stepping into a world where people don't know you? The masks have come off and you get to choose who you are going to be. You might feel unfamiliar ways of being, more assertiveness, more confidence, more vulnerability, more feminine or masculine energy, all rising up from within you. These ways of being might not seem like you, not the you that you have thought yourself to be, but just because they are different, new, unfamiliar doesn't also make them inauthentic. Quite the opposite. The Maven of Masks card comes to you when it's time to try on another personality for size, to see how much of it ends up being authentically you, just a newly discovered you, but true nonetheless. Have you heard the expression, fake it till you make it? Some people don't like this idea. They feel it is not genuine. It depends on how you use the idea to your advantage. There's a difference between pretending to be someone or something you are not, and experimenting, exploring, expressing a self you know is within you, but are yet to fully realize yourself to be. In truth, we have the entire universe within us. If you want to discover new qualities in you, you are going to have to start somewhere. Believe, first of all, that you have undiscovered depths and diversity in you. Second, you have to play, not play acting, but playing. What is it like to show up for life as if you already have all the courage and sass you long for, or all the creativity and confidence you yearn for? See yourself as that person, as having those qualities. Otherwise, you are like a bird who is yet to fly. It's in you, but you have to have faith first, and act as if you do. The bird who has never flown has it in him to fly, but he has to make the leap of faith to realize this for himself. So the first part of the reading is the guidance, the foundation, the supportive energies, angels, guides, ancestors, messages, whatever you want to call it, all that. But pretty much it's the foundation, right? So you're still working on acceptance and equality, but this time it's a little bit different. You have the crystal ball and clarity here. So the deep understanding and knowing from the spiritual aspects, metaphorically, or spiritual tools. Maven of Masks. Step into an alternative way of dealing with your life. Because don't let the things that you own you. After the storm, there's a thunderstorm about. It is either headed your way or just passing through now. Don't make a thunderstorm mean more than what it is, though. You don't have to fear it. You might even feel excitement about it. After all, a thunderstorm is just nature's way of gathering energy together that needs to be released. With the release of tension, relief, and freedom soon will follow, often with a fresh perspective and perhaps the gift of a promising, hopeful vision of your future, or for your future. Perhaps a particular storm building within you or around you is causing you to quake in your boots. It might be a storm of building emotions, threatening to erupt or already exploding, seemingly beyond your conscious control. You might feel an uncomfortable sense of emotion or psychological pressure within, and if something doesn't happen, and soon, you fear you might just burst. You may also sense that these are forces operating beyond your control, and you would be right. There is in life, in a creative process, a need to allow for wild storms. There will be those precious moments of peace beforehand and the release and revitalization that follows. Yet the storm in the middle is essential. It is a natural part of the creative process. Without this building and releasing of energy, we would suffer from boredom and stagnancy. Yeah. You may prefer the excitement of the storm or the fresh, open feeling that accompanies its clearing. You may find it confronting to be faced with the power of something in which you can only participate rather than control. Either way, the storm wisdom offers you the gift of bringing things to a head and clearing them away, so that the energy can be freed from a pattern that has had its day and is ready to become something new. Sometimes the pressures that fuel the storms of our lives have been building up for a long time, without us being fully aware of it. It might be pressure from our own minds, creating unnecessary burdens upon us, such as burdens of fear or self-doubt. It could be pressure to appear a certain way, or to fight against life out of a mistaken belief that this is necessarily for survival. Sometimes the pressure is little more than the impossible dream of perfection and a need to gently, or even with great dramatic flourish, cast that aside, so that you can dare to be what you are and create from your heart. Even if you're not sure what the storm is about, don't lose confidence in your ability to successfully bear its progression until you are safely at the other side of the experience. Even amongst the chaos of change and in moments of anxiety, know that you have so much light and trust in your heart that you can see the storm is but as a passing process, and nothing that need worry you. If you can't sense the storm yet, this oracle is important for you. The storm is coming, and you can, if you wish, feel the beautiful, exhilarating gift of it, as you are empowered to cast aside what has been, and receive the gift of a fresh, new take on things. Your confidence is to remain intact, whatever is happening or soon will happen in your life. The storm of sorts is transformational and supportive of your growth. It is going to clear away cobwebs and free you, open you to new creative energy and life. Remember, there could be no rainbows without a little rain. This oracle is also confirmation that if you have been praying for help, your prayers have been heard, and the great creative intelligence of our universe is responding to you, stepping in and shaking things up so the situations can be sorted out according to a greater wisdom. So let go, hold on to your inner self, and allow everything to be cleansed in the sacred storm. Stone people, knowing. A knowing will be revealed to you. Stone people are the record keepers of the planet and hold the knowledge you now require. Connecting with these teachers stirs ancient, buried memories of honoring nature in shamanic ways. You know deep within that this is the truth of who you are. You have spent many nights staring at stars, feeling the magic of the wooded grove, and hearing the whispers of the ancestors in the breeze. Great mystery surrounds stone circles. The stones hold the secrets of all they have witnessed. There are many aspects of history that are still to be discovered. Stone people brings you back to your very roots. Slow your mind to connect with this energy, and the right stone will be put in your path. It might be a tiny pebble, a rock, or a large boulder. Hold the stone so that your past is revealed and unanswered questions can come to light. Breathe in the knowledge that some people wish to impact. Be ready for that aha moment. In Greek mythology, Deucalion and Pariah survived a great flood by throwing stones over their shoulders as they fled. In doing so, they created a new race to repopulate the earth. When we look to the mountains, we are looking at 300 to 500 million years of history, containing fossilized remains of animals, fish, shells, and plants. They are the oldest and wisest record keepers of this earth. Be clear about your intentions. Investigate thoroughly before proceeding. Some information will be presented unexpectedly. A return to study. You know more than you realize. Be open to esoteric information. Meditate at a sacred stone circle. Silently we watch the past. Memories saved within the last. Greet our faces in the rock. Ancient knowledge to unlock. So the second part of the reading, or the middle, is what you can do, work on, put your attention to, change your perceptions to, align with, put your energy, do the work, is after the storm and stone people knowing. So here is a connection to establish with clarity, crystal ball, maven of mask, and stone people. They're letting you know, your ancestors, the history of the earth, that it's time to try to venture out to a new way of being who you are with getting crystal clarity. Crystals also are part of the earth and are part of the stone people. So with, here's the lightning, illumination of the mind from the wisdom from the past. There's another pyramid here. After the storm, crystal clarity will arise. Acceptance and equality. Don't let the things you own you, or don't believe you own someone when you really don't. The blade represents sharpness of the mind, body, and spirit, pointing upward. It summons the power of heaven. When aimed down to the ground, it anchors the power of the heavens on earth. The blade can be a healing tool or a weapon. Wield it wisely and it will transmit power. Bestow initiations, cut energetic cords from the past, or sever toxic relationships. Use it with anger and it will slash, stab, and kill. You're invited to draw your blade and use it. It is not auspicious to hesitate, to waste time in idle talk, or to hide from the inevitable. Heaven and earth are aligned to support you in claiming your power. So take decisive action. Overcome your fear of hurting others. Unsheath the blade and use it wisely. It's time to put down the sword and place it back in its scabbard. Do not offer your blade in service to toxic emotions. You will be faced with even more disagreeable future with the people or situations you are attempting to banish. Put the blade to rest until your inner fire has mellowed. Then use your blade with impeccable intention to cut the energetic cords that are tying you to the drama at hand. Set yourself free. So this part of the reading is the top, the as above message, the big picture, God, heaven, universal connection, unified field, collective consciousness, whatever you want to call it. Messages from, above. So we have an as above, so below, clarity, okay? Cut the cords so you can see clearly. So you can remember what the crystal ball said. Can't have a, hesitant, blurry mind, or you're not going to see clearly. You're not going to have clarity. The storm is either coming or has come or is passing. And this is the perfect time with all the chaos from the storm to cut those cords. Don't act out in anger. Act out in I love you, but I gotta go kind of stuff, right? Because your ancestors or the earth knows. And you have to connect with that knowledge and wisdom by, journeying into a new way of being you, adventurous, accepting inequality, letting go of things you own. They don't own you, you own them. And that was your reading, Pisces, for November. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next month.